Joining us on MaxPreps, that is Zack Poff. I am Steve Montoya. Before we get into the big games, we got to talk about what's truly important, and that is touchdowns against cancer. The last game in September, where people, now your pledges for this game go into effect. Score some touchdowns out there, donate some money, make some money for childhood cancer. That's what it's all about. Yes, the games are big. We'll get to those in a moment. But you're representing the shirt. We got to hear in the background. Touchdownsagainstcancer.com. Coaches, you still have a chance. One game. Get it signed up. People, pledge. Let's do this.
It's a big epidemic in our country, man, and it's awesome to see that Touchdowns Against Cancer. I mean, it's making a lot of money, but at the end of the day, it could be making a lot more. So please go out and donate. It's a big problem in our country.
We are just shy of making $100,000 for St. Jude's and childhood cancer. Yeah. That's just amazing.
Yes,
Let's push that number even further. All right, enough of that. There's never enough of that.
Yeah, but we get what you're saying. You
hear me?
You got Gorman,
I got to move on in the show is what I'm saying.
So.
Okay, let's get to the big dog. And there's one game taking center stage this weekend.
I mean, you got Bishop Gorman, the #1 team in the country, taking on one of the best in Florida, number 7, St. Thomas Aquinas. You're getting a look at Tate Martell right there, the 4-star Ohio State commit. Steve, he's never lost a game as the quarterback at Bishop Gorman, and they've actually won 44 consecutive games. Tate Martell, 13 touchdowns through the year. He's also leading the Gales with 6 rushing touchdowns. That's because, his guy Biagio Ollie Walsh hasn't been healthy, really hasn't played all 4 quarters in a game. He'll be ready to roll tonight. And the 2017 Cal commit is one of the best running backs in the country. It's going to be big to have him back. Another guy that came back last week was their 5-star wide receiver, Tyjon Lindsey. And all he did, Steve, was 2 catches, 2 touchdowns in his first game back. And
not bad.
The thing with Gorman, though, that's been very impressive for me has been on the other side of the rock with a defense led by Haskell Garrett, another Ohio State commit. And you get a look at 4-star safety Bubba Bolden right there. He's been huge. Now, defensively, they're going to have to stop a big-time offense for Aquinas, led by 5-star wide receiver Trayvon Grimes. I mean, hey, Grimes, he has it all. He's 6'2", 200 pounds. He's got the size, the speed, and he's a tough cover one-on-one. And he's really one of the best playmakers in the country. Another Ohio State commit. There's a lot of Ohio State guys in this game. But I think the biggest factor for Aquinas in this one is going to come down to their 4-star quarterback, Jake Allen. The Florida commit had his best game of the season last week, throwing for nearly 303 touchdowns. And on defense, hey, you got to talk Asante Samuel Jr. He's one of the best. He's just like his old man, Asante Samuel, one of the best ball hawks in the country. And I can't wait to watch him line up against Tyjon Lindsey. That's going to be a fun matchup to watch. And
a lot of future college football players on the field.
This game is loaded with D1 talent. I don't know if there's a game that's been on the calendar this year that has more D1 talent. There's going to be a lot of guys that will be playing on Saturdays on the field tonight.
Yeah, so preseason #1 against current #1.
And hey, this should be 1 versus 2. I mean, Aquinas should have beat Booker T. I mean, Trayvon Grimes clearly scored a touchdown in my opinion, but the ref didn't agree, and Jake Allen threw an interception on the next play. So, I mean, we're 1 play away from this being 1 versus 2.
This is a big game for sure. It's going down in Vegas. Let's get to some comments now. We want to hear about your games or your shout-outs. Steven says, hey, Steven. Danny says Long Beach Pauly, the Jackrabbits. They're always good.
Antonio Pierce, big-time head coach.
All right, we're going to keep it going here. What's up to Ron there? Ronald giving some soccer some love. We love soccer too. We love soccer too. Pinole Valley getting some love. Elias says he'd smack all these kids. So you got to love people who can talk it on the computer, but we want to see it on the field. Put your highlight there. Let us see it.
And I see a lot of times too, like adults talking about high school kids. They're kids. You're an adult. Come on.
All right, Larry. Always like Larry. He's always coming in. He's going to be at the West Philly Frankfurt game today.
Live score of the game, Larry.
That's it. How about Mountain Point out in Arizona?
Hey, I'm a huge fan of Mountain Point, man. They're in the top 10, and Isaiah Polomau and his little big bro Matthew Polomau, they are big time.
All right, Bernard, sorry, buddy. Hello to you as well. Jeremy says it's all about the Oklahoma teams, okay? So you like any Oklahoma?
Yeah, Jenks, man.
Union? Yeah, they're always good.
They're playing really well, and they're just outside the top 25 right now. And, they had that huge rivalry game against Tulsa Union earlier this year, and they pulled it out.
All right. Gary saying, how about the Dragons versus the Indians tonight, 7 p.m.
So you got Dragons or Indians?
Man, that's a good one. I'll take a tie there. All right. James says, what's good from Chicago? Much love to everybody out in Chicago. Yeah. And we're going to get back to your comments here really quick. Keep them coming, but real quick, let's go over another big-time game. DeMatha, St. John's.
Yeah, I mean, this is who's going to be number one in the DMV area. A guy I've been, really high on this year is DeMatha quarterback Bo English. He's been one of the most efficient guys in all of high school football, and it's really impressive what they're doing on offense without Anthony McFarland Jr., who suffered a broken fibula in the preseason. Offense still averaging almost 50 points per game. But their PT peer is Chase Young, 5-star defensive end. He shows his athleticism right here. He can pick you off and take it back to the house. There's been a lot of Ohio State commits, it seems like. He's another one, and he's just a savage coming off the edge, man. He's one of the best, absolute nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. And Steve, DeMatha has dominated this series. They've won 17 in a row, and the last time St. John's won, I was 7.
Okay.
I'm almost
showing
30.
your age.
I'm almost 30. Let's just say that. But St. John's, man, they're loaded with some playmakers also. I mean, you get a look at 3-star defensive end Tyree Johnson there. He's quick around the edge. Keelan Robinson has been an absolute beast running the rock for this offense. They also got Kasim Hill, 4-star quarterback. They are loaded with talent, and they're probably top 5 in the nation when it comes to talent. This is my guy, though, Shane Lee, 4-star inside linebacker. He's the number 1 inside linebacker in the 2019 class. And the guy up front that's really big for this team, though, is Calvin Ashley, the 5-star offensive tackle. He's an Auburn commit. He really makes things easier for the offense, and you can make a case he's the best offensive lineman in the country.
All right, a lot of talent for sure going down in that game. Let's get back to some comments now. Fitzgerald and Tifton out in Georgia, a big-time rivalry game. Love rivalry games, and more of those are coming as we enter league play or conference play, and we're already talking playoffs.
Jim Moore had another good rant. You should check it out if you get a chance. But St. Thomas and Gorman is really the last big out-of-state game until now. We'll start seeing, league, conference games, and rivalry games kind of coming up a lot more now.
All right, the Warren Bears, Downey, California, getting some love. Yeah. Cathedral Phantoms there. Ken says Gorman will roll over St. Thomas. Do you agree?
I knew someone was going to put me on the spot here. I thought I was going to get away with it. I got Gorman 34, Aquinas 21, so not really a rollover. But another double-digit win for Gorman. I mean, hey, they played a ton of big-time teams, and every win so far has been by double digits. I think that'll factor in as they've had a tougher schedule than Aquinas has, and I think that's going to play a role tonight.
All right, Wayne Warriors getting some love. Garfield versus Roosevelt, that's an East LA classic out there. Seymour High School. And then we're going to keep it going here with a little love for Griffin High School in Georgia. How about a shout out to Chico, California? Chico, getting some love. Home of Aaron Rodgers.
And Todd Shirtliff.
That's right. An employee here at MaxPreps. So Chico getting some love there. And we're going to continue with comments for sure as we go along. But let's get to one more game, primarily because we've been called out that we don't give a lot of love to Cass Tech and Michigan in general. Let's give them some love here.
Yeah, you got 2 5-0 teams, Cass Tech and Martin Luther King High School, both in the Detroit area. And the reason why I'm excited about this game especially is, not because bragging rights are on the line in the Motor City, but because you get the number 1 and number 2 players in the country. You're getting a look at not only the number 1 player in Michigan, but the number 1 wide receiver in the 2017 class, Donovan Peoples-Jones. And DPJ, he does it all. Last week he had a pick 6, a fumble return for a touchdown, also had a 20-yard touchdown reception. The guy he's going up against, though, is also one of the best in the state, and that's King's Ambry Thomas. Now, hey, this kid, when he gets his hands on the rock, he can take it back all the way, shut down cornerback, and he's really one of the best playmakers in the open field, just like DPJ. when number 13 is on the field. He does it on offense, defense, and special teams. This is going to be a fun one. You know, if Tyjon Lindsey and Asante Samuel Jr. isn't the best one-on-one matchup of the weekend, it's because of Cass Tech and King with Ambry Thomas and DPJ.
All right, Michigan getting some love.
That's for you, Cass Tech. We were getting called out every week, so there we go.
Hey, we like that, though. Keep it coming. All right, Eric says, Donna Redskins. What about Benton Harbor? What about them, Darius? We want to learn more. Tell us about them. Texas football, baby. Texas football's pretty good.
You got Trinity and Carroll this week. That's going to be a good one.
That's right. Arkansas football getting some love.
Yeah.
Kahuku still killing it. They're a good team.
808, we got love.
All right, New Mexico getting some love from Josh. New Mexico in the house. We feel you there. Wisconsin in the house, too. Wisconsin.
Hey, Wisconsin fans, you guys are beating Michigan tomorrow, too. You can book it.
Oh, man, he's calling that out. And J.J. Watt, sorry to hear about that. He's a Wisconsin kid as well there.
Maybe he'll be at the game now.
Yeah, I like this one from Patrick. Clayton Valley, a school out in California.
Yeah.
Their mascot, the Ugly Eagles.
The Ugly Eagles.
That's right.
Wow.
That's a great one, isn't it?
I hope the mascot has to still wear a mask, or it's just, you know.
All right, South Point getting some love here. Maryville out in Tennessee, 15 state championships, about to get 16.
Wow. That's a lot.
That's a lot, yeah. All right, how about Jesuit, West Lynn? I think that's an Oregon matchup.
It's tough, though, with Jesuit. There's about 1 million of them around the country.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that's an Oregon. That's what I have in my head. I just know because West Lynn,
He's the man.
Jesuit. All right, how come Texas teams can't leave Texas, but instead you have to go to Texas?
I look at it this way, man. Hey, they got some heavy hitters, so why leave to play when the competition's already that good?
Yeah, you want to prove you're a good team? Go to Texas, right?
That's what Gorman did, and it ended up being a smart move for him.
They did okay. All right, Red says he'd like to see Allen of Texas play Miami Central. That would be a good one.
I don't even know who I'd pick. Good thing I don't have to make that decision because they're not playing. But, you know, those are two top 15 teams in our Excellent 25 rankings presented by the Army National Guard. And Central had a nice win, you know, against Booker T last week, 42-14. So they're number 11 now, and Allen, I believe, is 14. So that'd be a fun one.
That would be a fun one. Ruben says Del Rio in Texas is on a roll, about to go 5-0. Well, good luck to them. East Surrey, the Cardinals, what about them? Much love to you, East Surrey. Miami Central Rockets taking on Miami Carroll City tonight. Another 50-point game for the Rockets.
Hey, they can score. Carroll City is, you know, they're not great, but they're solid. They're good. Hopefully it's going to be a good one, but I got Central by 4 scores.
You know, I think Miami Central has a lot of fans out there. They're repping. Another one coming in says Miami Central should be number 1.
Wow. Hey, you know, listen, we've had this debate before, especially with a lot of Florida guys. And if they played a little tougher schedule, then it would be a little easier for them to get to that number 1 spot. But hey, they've won 4 consecutive state titles.
Yeah, they're a good team.
Them and Booker T. Washington, the only Miami-Dade County area teams to do that. And they're going for 5 this year. It's crazy.
All right, Dwayne says MaxPreps is awesome. You know what, Dwayne? You're awesome.
I agree. You are awesome, Dwayne.
All right, Lacerna getting some love out in Whittier, California, a small little town
Steve,
there.
you know what I love about this chat today?
Yeah.
I'm not really getting any heat. You know, usually I get a little bit of heat, but let's keep it this way, folks.
All right, hey, Nick comes in and says Oregon was correct. Ha!
Wow.
I got it right.
1 for you. Ding.
Yeah. All right, how many points we giving St. Thomas Aquinas tonight?
Well, I have them by 13, so I'll give them 12.
Okay, but
it is in Vegas, so
we're not betting.
It's in Vegas.
This is high school. We do not bet on
no betting.
All right,
but 12 points.
Okay. Rich says Michigan. We just gave some love to some Michigan teams out there.
Cass Tech and King, man. Hey, Donovan People Jones, that dude is a baller.
East Forsyth always getting some love, so we'll give them even more this week. LaSalle, Barrington tonight, and Rhode Island play. You know what, dude? Hey, Rhode Island probably doesn't get a lot of love, but I'd love to see some Rhode Island football. You know? Hey, football is everywhere. Football's football. That's right. All right.
Any Maine love?
No, but I'm going to give Maine some love right now. Westchester in the building, 914.
I love it when people roll out with the area code.
Yeah.
You got to represent.
How about Pennsylvania? You like any Philadelphia teams?
Oh yeah, you got St. Joseph's Prep, man. Top 25 team, and they got this cat DeAndre Swift. He is big time, a 2017 Georgia commit. And the thing I love about that football team, though, they got a monster offensive line, all seniors, led by none other Carter Lynch. He is an absolute beast, and I think he's going to end up being a pretty good guy on Saturdays down the road, too.
All right, Reed says Florida football. Oh, here's one. Here's some heat for you. Jacob says, what's up with East High School?
Hey, I got him in the bubble this week. Big time win again last week. If De La Salle was just a little bit better this year, I would have got them in the top 25. But De La Salle only beat Servite by a point the week before, and Servite's not even in the top 50 in the state rankings. So that's the reason why East isn't in. They're on the bubble, though.
Yeah, and I believe they were in our composite rankings this weekend.
Yeah.
All right, San Angelo, the Central Bobcats. He says, don't sleep on them.
I'm not sleeping. I'm wide awake, baby.
All right. How about Dalton, Georgia against Creekview, North Carolina in the house? Jay says, let's roll Mighty Grant Pacers. Big one for them as they play Elk Grove this week.
You know what I love, though, about high school football is just the mascots. Like, there's some cool names out there, but the Ugly Eagle is still, that's a good one right there.
That's pretty good, yeah. And you know what else is awesome about high school football? All these people giving love to their towns around the country, representing for sure. All right, Colquitt County. You like them at all, or?
Well, listen, they started out with the gauntlet of the schedule. I believe they started the season 0-3, but they're playing a little better right now, and they're always one of the best in all of Georgia too. So they're tough. And those losses at the beginning of the season, they were very close. You know, a team like American Heritage, who's in the top 20, only beat them by 3 points, 17-14 back early in the season. So they're nice.
All right, Joe says good luck. It's football night, but Jake Browning's playing.
Yeah.
And he says good luck to Jake Browning. That's a former Folsom Bulldog. Dude, Folsom plays Granite Bay.
It's crazy. Like, some kids go all career, 91 touchdowns.
Right.
He did it in one season.
Yeah, he's pretty
91 touchdowns, and you guessed it, it's a national record.
Yeah, and tonight maybe on the other side of the ball, there's going to be a running back on Stanford who might get the love, but Jake Browning's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, those are two big. I mean, McCaffrey won 4 straight state titles at Valor Christian. He was the #1 player coming out in 2014.
Browning won a state title.
I got UW tonight, though. I got UW tonight. Buda Baker, he's nice, too, on defense. So,
but we're going to be watching high school stuff.
Yeah, I've got a few TVs, so I might throw Stanford Washington on one of those. So.
Okay, Churchill County getting some love. Everett High, the 865. Robert just drops that.
I like
865.
Go 865. That's it. People know.
Lee County playing lights out in Georgia football. All right, Lee County, Garfield Bulldogs.
Look at that. Cass Tech and King. We already hit on it.
We already missed a segment. Rewind this, and you'll see Cass Tech and King was one of our featured games. Plus, if you check MaxPreps right now, we'll have not in-depth, but we'll have a little preview on that game in our top games of the week. What about Northwestern from South Carolina? They a bubble team?
They're working their way back. They had a season opening loss. They were 17 to start the season, but they're loaded with talent also too. And Mr. Hawley, the sophomore receiver, Jamario Hawley, he's big time, and they're getting back in there, but not quite a bubble team just yet.
All right, New Britain getting some love. The Hurricanes, Dalton's running back is a Northwestern commit. Well, that's got to be nice. All right, Wilson Central Wildcats 5-1 taking on Lebanon tonight. Good luck to both those squads out there. Do we ever cover North Carolina football live? You can live play-by-play anytime you want.
That easy. Nice plug.
Thanks. Hartsville Red Foxes. That's a great name.
Hey, if you're the Red Foxes, that's what I'm picking.
Against Abbeville Panthers there. Go Raiders. You go, we go. Could be any Raiders. There's a lot of them out there, but whoever that is, good luck to you. Grassville in Virginia, and then New Rochelle playing on MSG tonight.
Who you taking?
Watch it. I will take what game?
The Grassville game.
Oh, I got Grassville.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to wrap it up for now as we can continue to go on and on. Please continue to go on and on with these comments. We love chatting back and forth, even if we don't know your team right off the top of our head. We want to get to know your team and talk to you about that. Give them some love. Keep the comments coming, because Zach and I love that, and he loves it when you give him a lot of heat.
A lot. I was glad only a couple East people hate today, so it's going down week in and week out, baby. On the bubble, though.
All right, playoffs are not that far for many states, but I got to give one more plug before we go. Right behind us, touchdowns against cancer tonight. And this weekend is the last.
Donate.
Tonight's the last September day, which is incredible to believe.
Crazy.
That it's already here, October.
Donate.
Coaches, sign up fans out there, pledge.
It's a big problem. And
It could be $1 per touchdown. It could be $100 per touchdown. Pledge. All that money goes directly to St. Jude's to fight childhood cancer. I know I donated. I'm going to donate some more tonight because hey, it's a good cause. All right? So the games will be fun, but just think, you score a touchdown, even on MaxPreps, when you do pledge and we have it, it'll tell you that touchdown was worth $40 towards childhood cancer. Doesn't get much better than that. Zack Poff, Steve Montoya, this is MaxPreps.com.